Hello and welcome. This is my personal list of my top 5 primary weapons to use against the Illuminate. Disclaimer, this video is almost purely opinion based and doesn't necessarily reflect stats. These are just some of my favourite weapons to use against the Illuminate. Furthermore, I am ranking these weapons from a fully upgraded standpoint. Enjoy. Number 5. Flam-66 Torcher. The Torcher is a versatile tool that basically does what it says on the tin, torches things, just like its big brother the flamethrower. Firstly, the Torcher is a great solution for flesh mobs due to its fire and forget nature, bringing them down swiftly whilst you deal with other threats to democracy. The Torcher makes short work of both regular overseers and elevators overseers, as long as you can get in range without being smacked down or having your head blown off. The Torcher is an incredible crowd control tool. Lighting the ground on fire will close off whole flanks for the voteless horde. And here's a tip. When paired with a suitable support weapon such as the Stalwart, you can effectively cover most of the weaknesses of the Torcher. Furthermore, gas or even more flames, such as either the Hot Dog or Dog's Breath backpack, you can become even more of an unstoppable force. It is rather ineffective towards both harvesters and watchers, as you may be overwhelmed before the fire tick damage ticks them down. Especially watchers, as they will almost always be able to call down reinforcement before they succumb to a fiery death. You tend to go through a whole super pharmacy worth of stims, as you will be setting yourself alight a lot, especially when a horde of flesh mobs and voteless overwhelm you. Although, this can be negated by bringing down armour sporting the inflammable passive. Overall, the Torcher acts as a versatile tool that turns most of the squids into calamari in mere seconds. I tend to love diving on Illuminate, as it makes light penetrating weapons just so much more accessible on higher difficulties than both bugs and bots. And here is a prime example. Number 4. SG-225 Breaker. No, not the Incendiary or the Spray and Pray, just a regular old Breaker. Against the squids, it is a complete and utter force to be reckoned with, cutting down Illuminate forces like butter. The Breaker has much more range than expected, taking out elevated overseers even at medium range, whilst destroying regular overseers at close range. It wipes hordes of voteless out like nothing, and even eviscerates flesh mobs when fired in full auto, and is amazing for picking off small groups of voteless when tap firing. Some of the drawbacks of the Breaker are the fact, when firing in full auto you may often get carried away, leading to unexpected situations where you are left with too little ammo to keep fighting. Although, Illuminate planets tend to have plenty of spare supplies littering the map, so this can be solved if you are lucky. Also, the Breaker has very heavy recoil, which shouldn't come as a surprise, after all, it is a fully automatic shotgun. But overall, the Breaker is an excellent pick if you are looking for a powerful and consistent performance against the smaller squids. Going on to our third pick, I have picked number 3, the MP98 Knight. The Knight, basically the P90 of the future. This powerhouse of an SMG absolutely demolishes anything except stingrays and harvesters in a fast and spectacular fashion. The Knight, like most other SMGs, is one-handed, meaning you can carry objectives like SSDs while still maintaining a powerful option to defend yourself on the move. The Knight absolutely annihilates crowds of voteless and stomps out both kinds of overseers in seconds, also destroying watchers before they can call down more squids. You can burst fire the Knight to take out enemies who are farther away, although this may take a while due to its pretty insane damage drop off at range. A big drawback of the Knight is its ammo economy is pretty bad, even with the extended mag. Although, armour with the siege ready passive may help in this issue, but unfortunately, it only comes in heavy and light variants, leaving you without a nice medium middle ground which is preferred against the squids. And with its fast fire rate, the Knight definitely has a lot of lift when firing, leading to burst firing becoming your only option sometimes, especially if you're playing on controller. Overall, the Knight solves issues quickly and with lots of bullets, leading to a consistently fun experience fighting the Illuminate. Next up we have LAS-17 Double-Edged Sickle. The Double-Edged Sickle is if risk versus reward was a weapon, firing at a crazy high fire rate as it builds up heat, it builds up damage and armor pen, but bringing the user's health down as it sets them on fire. The Double-Edged Sickle ramps up from its base low armor penetration at 26% heat, also inflicting minor burn on both yourself and enemies. But when it reaches 91% heat, it turns into an absolute powerhouse, lighting you on fire, but now it is firing heavy penetrating bolts, making it able to take out the likes of harvesters and stingrays. Also, the double-edged sickle demolishes both crowds of voteless, overseers and flesh mobs, which actually builds up heat for heavier foes in the process. Like the other energy weapons, the double-edged sickle has in theory infinite ammo, as long as you do not change heat sinks and let it cool by itself. Even something as great as the double-edged sickle doesn't come without drawbacks, as previously stated. As you build up heat, the more damage you take. This can be bad if you don't time your stims right, or you are not wearing very necessary inflammable armour, although diving onto the ground will further reduce flame damage. And moving on to our number 1 spot, we have the glorious AR-23A Liberator Carbine, also known as the Smallwort. Overall, this is a weapon I just can't put down against the squids. I find it is insanely fun, as it really does feel like a stalwart in my primary slot. The Liberator Carbine has a very fast fire rate. It burns through ammo fast, but you definitely get amazing value for every bullet fired. The accuracy may be hard to get used to at first due to its rather heavy recoil, but that will eventually become second nature. After recent buffs, the Carbine now does a base damage of 90. Combine that with a favourable drop off at range and you have an extremely ergonomic high damage cannon of an assault rifle. The Liberator Carbine is capable of mowing down all enemies except stingrays and harvesters. It cuts through voteless hordes like nothing, melts flesh mobs and destroys overseers in around half a magazine. The only real con to the Liberator Carbine in my humble opinion is, as previously stated, the recoil on the Carbine is rather heavy, yet can be fairly easily adjusted to still. And that just about wraps up my list. Feel free to leave feedback in the comments section, and if you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thanks so much for watching. Goodbye now.